Going on, champ? Ian? Champ Ian?
If your name's Ian, you're a champ.
Two things I love about winter, fucking nothing and winter being over. And the things I do like about winter are eating stuff like lamb shanks. Honestly, easier than kicking yourself in the arse. Wasn't hard, was it? Righto, let's do it. Wacko's Inner Champions. Bit of that. Relatively cheap, this shit. Let's stop mucking the around and chop some shit up. See, all this, all of that, chop it up, put it in a bowl. Righto, next bit, Shanks in a bowl. You can use a tray if you're a tray kind of person. Bit of fucking salt, you dickhead.
Pepper. Pepper.
Light dusting of flour. Chuck them around that shit. Oven, 180 degrees. And one of these on the thing, lid off. Bit of bloody oil, medium high heat. Don't know what that is in this fuck. I'll fry these in there. Very nice. They don't fry perfectly, don't stress too much, just as long as they're seared a little bit, a little brown. Once that's done, set them aside, whack in a bloody blob of butter, in with the veg, cook it down for 5, 7, 10 minutes until it's slightly sautéed. It's looking pretty bloody good. Heat back up a touch. Roger, it's in. The red wine's arrived.
Yummy.
Cook the booze off a little bit. If you're not into the booze bit, fair enough, you can just use stock. Couple of tablespoons of tomato paste. 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, or Worcestershire, or whatever it's called. 1 tablespoon of balsamic.
Very nice.
Tablespoon of brown sugar. Little crack of fucking salt. Give me some bloody rosemary. You can just fucking chuck the stick in. Who gives a shit? Put in a little bit of stock. Just gonna tip half of that in, so it's like 2 cups. Fuck her knife. Now back in with your shanks. I like to make sure there's enough stock in here. So generally like 3 or 4 cups of beef stock is about right. Depends on the size of the fucking vessel that you're using, will depend how much of this shit you need. It doesn't have to quite cover the shanks, just enough so they're kind of sitting in the shit. Now chuck a fucking lid on it, and we're gonna put this shit into that shit. And fuck off for 2, 2.5 hours, 3 if you like. You can turn them halfway through if you like. You can fucking not do that if you like. They'll cook either way. You don't have to do this in the oven, by the way. You can do this on here, just nice and low. Keep an eye on it. Hello?
Oi, your food looks like shit.
I don't give a fuck. Listen here, fucking old McDonald. If you want to gatekeep the way to braise fucking shins, go do it in the paddock. It's food, not a fucking high school debate. No, I'm not selling the Tirana, piss off. Life goes for way too fucking long to be eating shit mashed potato. It's so easy. All you fucking need, pot, some fucking potatoes that you've peeled and chopped, cold fucking water. I know it's coming out of a kettle, but I just didn't switch it on. Salt the fucking water, turn the fucking thing on, and boil it until you can stick a fork through one of them and it's not giving you a hard time. Right, I've drained those, good fucking for me. Into the mash, butter. You can put fucking shitloads of butter in this and it'll be bloody lovely. But there is a thing called saturated fat out there and there's certain amounts of it where, you know, I'll leave that up to you. Olive oil, tablespoon or 2. I know it sounds fucking weird, but shit, life's weird, you know. Salt. I like to put a bit of bloody that fucking pepper in it. You don't have to bloody put pepper in it if you don't fucking bloody want pepper in it. A little splash of milk. Not too much to start with. There's a few ways you can do this. You can use a fucking potato ricer, but fuck knows where mine's gone. So I'm stuck with these 2 things, which aren't bad at all. This thing, classic fucking hits. We've all seen that shit. You know how they work. Or you can use a whisk. Most people have it and it fucking works. You can do this on a bit of heat on the stove, but I'm fucking over that thing down there, so fuck it. If you really want to get carried away, you can push this fucking asshole through this shit here and it'll be very smooth, but I can't be fucked with that. You put your whole mouth in the dip.
Right in the dip.
Look, I have tried this in a blender before. Nah, don't do that. Right, let's have a squizzy.
That is very nice.
Now, because there's a bit of excess liquid in here, what I want to do is fucking reduce that shit. Get yourself a fucking pan or tray or something. Take those out. I'm going to cover them in foil. Look, it's not my finest fucking foil work, so just, take it easy, Terence. So I'll just keep them in there for a minute. Close it. You can turn the fucking oven off because it'll be hot as shit in there anyway. In the meantime, let's kick this fucking noisy shithead off. That's the most delicious steam I've ever smelt in my fucking life. I want to cook this dickhead down for about 10 to 15 minutes until it turns into fucking gravy. I'll even show you on the camera what it looks like when it's done. If you can't be fucked, what you can do, you can pull a little bit of liquid out, you can stick it into a glass with a bit of cornstarch, fucking stir it up, put it back in and it'll thicken it nice and quick. But this way it's fucking heaps better, so don't do that other way. Unless you want to, which is fine, but I hate it. Fucking enough out of here, champion. To get yourself a plate and let's serve it up. You are easily talented enough to make that shit any day of the week. If you don't think you are, you're bloody wrong. Winter's all dark and cold and shit, and that can fuck with people's heads. It fucks with my head a lot. Making a bit of food like this and hanging out with champions like these people fucking helps. If you dig this, I've got some cookbooks out there. Don't have to buy them. If you want to, great. And if you've already got those ones, hang on, because they're just might. Thanks for watching my videos. See you next time, champions. Don't let the dickheads get you down. I'll fucking eat this now. See ya. And if you don't...